I'm standing on that 18-yard line and that ball moved.
It illuminated this tournament, didn't it? It really did.
Do you know when he came back up? Do you know he never mentioned that goal?
Gascoigne over Hendry. Oh, what a goal! Oh, that's magnificent from Paul Gascoigne.
Pearce, how are you, boy?
Top form, my friend, top form.
First of all, could I just congratulate you on slipping into your Euro 96 top with a lot more ease than I slipped into my Euro 96 top.
Yeah, to be fair, I wear this every Thursday. I have done for 25 years, my friend, you know.
25 years. I mean, I genuinely, I'm looking at the pictures, I feel as though it was yesterday. I cannot believe it's 25 years.
Yeah, it's a special time though, isn't it?
Oh, mate.
Really special.
Fantastic, absolutely fantastic memories.
Yeah.
I mean, you boys, it's interesting to talk about the game because, I mean, you boys deservedly won it 2-0. But the start you had, I think that the game before was a draw with Switzerland.
Yeah.
And we thought, you know, our kind of plan did go according to plan, because we thought if we can keep the English boys quiet for 45 minutes, you know, we thought there might be a bit of nervousness creep in because the pressure was on you guys to win the game.
What were your thoughts about not playing in this? Did you know leading into
I had a good idea, Pearce.
Yeah.
I was struggling a little bit, to be honest with you. Didn't start the opening game against Holland and was never 100% fit. Disappointed though. I mean, I had played at Wembley before, beat 1-0 Peter Beardsley. Listen, they're the games you want to play in as a Scots boy growing up. So I was, I'm not lying to you, I was very, very disappointed, but did have a feeling. You know, you always sit there and dream beforehand that you could maybe come on and do something to make an impact in the game. But you know, just looking at the game, looking at the team, and it was funny because people ask me. I can remember, and I'm not kidding you on here, I can remember the boys shaking hands before the game, and I remember looking at you, and I thought, I think Pearce is up for it, you know. Because you'd that look in your eyes between a psychopathic killer or somebody who's got who's got a job to do, and I just, not that we didn't think you'd be up for it, but if ever there was any doubt, you look at your eyes.
I was trying to offer myself up as a sort of a go-between and a welcome to England. That's the look I was going for, to be quite honest with you.
I've got to be honest, I think the English Tourist Board could have ventured down other avenues at that particular time, to be honest with you.
Yeah, fair point.
I just wanted to go on the train back up the road.
So often England and Scotland have met at Wembley in the old home internationals tournament. So much more at stake here for the second game of their Euro 96 campaigns.
I tell you, the atmosphere in Wembley that day, I feel almost envious of the boys this summer.
Yeah.
You know, the players that can go through the same thing that we did. And you hope that the crowd are in. This would obviously, it's not the same game without the crowd, is it? You know.
Pearce, it's one of these things. You look back. I mean, our section of support, as you would expect, made themselves known that they were there. But you're playing in one of the greatest theatres for football in the world, you know. Without doubt it is. And you look at some of the boys there, some of the talent you guys had in your team there, it was fantastic. It was amazing.
We're all a bit nervous, there's no doubt about that. It's such a big game for both countries.
What was Terry like before the game?
I think because if you don't win the first game, you're always under pressure, but he was forever trying to sort of relieve that pressure. You know, when you know, yes, you can tell the manager was feeling a touch of it. We weren't playing well leading into the tournament by any means. We were playing badly. We've ended up getting a result that was dog average, to be fair. A draw against Switzerland. I'd give a penalty away with about 10 minutes to go, which compounds the thing for yourself, like. But you think this is an opportunity for us to win the game for one, our local rivals, yourselves, and get a foothold in the next round of the competition.
Yeah, some talent on your side there. You look at it. The front two, for example, Shearer, Sheringham.
It had leadership. That's the one thing it had.
Well, that's exactly what I'm saying. You look at the leaders on that side there for the back four. You could have had about 7 or 8 captains. You really could have. Our side, we come off for a good result, to be fair to us, a draw against the Dutch. Yeah. Which for us was a good start to the tournament.
Well, to be fair, I mean, put you in the driving seat in the group in many ways, didn't it?
Yeah, because we fancied, if we could get something, we always felt if we could get something from this particular game, we always felt the Switzerland game would look after itself.
Yeah.
It's the little matter of England versus Scotland in Euro 96, and we're underway.
It's interesting. Open game, isn't it? I mean, just
it really
looking
was.
at it now, you know, it wasn't football in those days, it wasn't a case of sitting back 10 men behind the ball. It was quite an open scenario. I think we felt the pressure more than you did in the first half, you know.
Do you know something, Pearce? I don't think there's any doubt about that, because as I said to you earlier, we felt coming off your draw in the first game, we knew there was a level. Clearly, with the tournament being in England, there was a serious level of expectancy from the press, from your supporters, from everybody in England, to be fair. And we thought, you know, if we can just get down here, keep you boys quiet for 45 minutes, we'll maybe just nick something, you know. He's up for it, isn't he? You know, Gaza boy.
Yeah, to be fair, he was. I mean, Terry showed great faith in Gaza, you know, as he did Shearer. You know, Shearer coming without scoring too many goals leading into the tournament.
Which was amazing, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Looking back now, you think.
Well, I can't. I'm thinking. I don't think. I'm thinking to myself, Shearer's never had a goal drought in his life.
No. Even looking back now, you think, did they get their stats right on that one?
I know.
It's 0-0 at the break then at Wembley between these two old foes. Who's going to blink first in the second half? Terry Venables or Craig Brown? There
was some subtle, when I say subtle changes in the England dressing room. Terry took me off, and to be fair to him, it was a great substitution. And the thing is, at my age, I was 34 at the time, really, and I thought this could have been my last game. You get taken off at half time.
Yeah.
And you think this could be my last game for England. So it was a strange emotion for me. There's that little bit of self-awareness. You think, I might not play again. I might be in the squad but not play again. And secondly, you knew it was the right thing to do, because Jamie changed the game in the second half, getting on the ball and passing. It was a great substitution.
Pearce, it's amazing. I don't think people realise the influence we had in this game, because you went off at half-time and I came on at half-time.
We certainly swung it.
We did.
I swung it for Scotland. You swung it for England.
Neville's cross to the far post. Shearer! It's 1-0 England!
If ever there's a goal that's typical Alan Shearer, that's it. He just holds his position at the back post. But I think you're spot on. I think you're absolutely spot on. I think Jamie coming on really made such a difference. That's a great delivery from Gary, I've got to say. Goalkeeper's caught in no man's land.
From a fullback's point of view, and you know, I play fullback, that was a fantastic cross.
Wasn't it just...
for a striker like yourself as well, it just invited you. To be honest with you, there was very little in the game, wasn't there?
Yeah, that's what we felt. Listen, credit to England, saw it out and won 2-0, but we didn't think there was an awful lot in the game.
Lovely long ball to the far side. Jury's in again. Adams goes in. Penalty.
Don't know what the big fella's thinking about.
No.
Goes to the ground too easy.
Yeah, we had no complaints, mate. We had no complaints.
He knows it. He knows it. And I remember, I actually took this into my managerial coaching career, Pearce, after it. I never ever said to MD that they were a penalty taker.
Right.
I always had 2 or 3, because before the game, it was decided that Gary was taking the penalties.
Yeah.
And it's saved! Massive chance missed by Scotland from 12 yards.
It's a great save, you know. Gary strikes it well enough. And just for the record, I'm standing on that 18-yard line and that ball moved.
Yeah, it did move.
I mean, it's people say you're joking, you're kidding on. I'm telling you, it moved. But getting back to the penalty, you can just see it move. It's amazing. But anyway, I always felt the hardest thing to do, not Gary, it can happen to Andy, but if somebody said to you, you're taking the penalties, if you're not having a good afternoon or a good evening, the hardest thing to do is walk away. It's the right thing to do.
Yeah, you're right.
And when I went into my managerial coaching, I always made sure I had 2 or 3 boys willing to take penalties, and that was it.
Yeah.
But I've got to say, in hindsight, I could have missed it as well, quite easily. But I do wish I'd taken it. But what about this?
Gascoigne over Hendry. Oh, what a goal! Oh, that's magnificent from Paul Gascoigne.
It illuminated this tournament, didn't it? It really did. Our fortunes at this tournament, and the whole psyche of the English public and the press as well, by the way, in England, changed with, I'm not sure whether it was Dave's save or Gazza's goal, somewhere between the two, 100%. Or a combination of both, changed our fortunes in this.
I'm going to tell you something I don't know if I've ever said to you, because Gascoigne was Rangers at the time, clearly.
Yeah.
Do you know when he came back up, do you know he never mentioned that goal?
Did he not?
And do you know why? I've got my own theory on it. Even he knew it was brilliant.
Yeah.
See if it'd been you know what I'm saying, if it'd been a tap in, if it come off Gorham,
he'd have been all over you.
If he'd knocked it in for 3 yards, he'd have been all over us. He'd never have let us forget it. But the brilliance of it, I wouldn't say embarrassed him, but I think even he knew it was.
Yeah, it
all
was
right.
special. And he'd been under a bit of a cloud. We'd been in the Far East, and a few of the media wanted him out the team and whatever for his behaviour, that type of thing. But he really, he replied in the best manner, and the only way you can on the pitch.
100%.
That is full time. It's 2-0 to England at the end. A victory at Wembley against the old enemy of Scotland.
It's amazing how the pressure gets taken off your team in tournament football with 3 points. You know, we had 4 points now and are in a really good position.
The tournament, it's amazing. It was a result that clearly you boys really needed and required. It wasn't, believe it or not, at that particular time, it was not a total disaster for us.
No.
It was a massive disappointment.
Yeah.
But with the draw against Holland, we felt we still had a reasonable opportunity to qualify. And you know something, it nearly happened. It nearly happened because we did manage to beat Switzerland, and you boys did us a right turn, but you just lost a late goal.
I'll tell you what, I was absolutely gutted when we conceded a goal to the Dutch that put you out. I wanted you through with us.
It'd have been great, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I really did. And people think that I'm the opposite and wanted Holland through and Scotland out. Not the case. It never is with home nations. I want them to be successful.
I'm the exact same. I'm genuinely the exact same. Scotland playing Wembley, of course I want to win. But I look at this England team now, for example, going into this tournament. I mean, how could you not like Declan Rice, Mason Mount, Jack Grealish, boys like that, Harry Kane?
Yeah.
They're different class, and they're playing. They're doing the job. You represent their country. I think they're brilliant. Having said that, you know what I'm like. When Scotland played, there's only one team I want to win. But the English boys they've got a bit of quality about them this year as well.
Yeah, I was gutted when they scored the Dutch. The implications of it. For us,
it'd have been fantastic for the two of us to go through.
Oh,
it'd have been wonderful, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would.
Well, you never know. Maybe the two of us go through this year.
Be nice, wouldn't it?
Be fantastic, mate.